Hi, everyone. So, I'm hearing that some of you all are feeling shame and regret, and that's what we're going to talk about today because some of you have drank some alcohol and you really didn't want to during dry January. And so, feeling shame, feeling regret, I hear you. So, let's talk about it. This is episode number 17 of the Going Alcohol Free podcast. And I'm your host. I'm Lise. This is day 17 of dry January. So let's talk about shame and regret and drinking when you didn't want to drink. And we're going to tie that into the soul care challenge, that little tiny 30-second challenge that I want you to do today. And then we're going to go into segment 2 and segment 3, which is what I'm loving now. It ties in perfectly to today. And number 3 is sharing my oracle card with you all, which ties into beautifully today as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear that there are things that are going on in your life and they kind of suck right now. So I hear that, you guys are dealing with family members, you are dealing with things at your work, you're dealing with things financially, the world feels heavy right now. I get it. So as I'm breathing out there, I understand that when things feel heavy, what we have typically done is drank alcohol to make us feel better in the moment. And during dry January, we're not doing that, right? We have told ourselves that we won't do that. And some of you have, and that's okay. We're going to jump back in to dry January. But what I want to make you aware of as you are evaluating your relationship with alcohol, remember that alcohol is not going to make things better. It just masks the bad feelings that we're feeling for a while. And then once the alcohol wears off, we still have to deal with our life. We still have to deal with the people that are sick in our life. We still have to deal with money matters. We still have to deal with bosses that are awful. We still have to deal with projects and deadlines and too much work at work. And if you have a spouse or a partner or kids or whatever it is that you have to deal with, it doesn't just go away. Maybe there's somebody that's dealing with grief or death or something like that, a breakup. Life keeps happening, and alcohol just makes us stand still for the moment while life still happens around us. And so when we wake up from our drunken stupor, that was me, or when we wake up from our buzz, life is still happening around us, and we still have to deal with everything that's going on. And so there's no candy coating it here. We still have to deal with life when the buzz wears off. And I was one that would be like, okay, well, it's time to drink again until the buzz comes back again. It's not the best way to handle things, for sure. I can tell you that. But as we are doing this, and if you are feeling, as we are doing dry January, and if you are feeling shame and regret because you drank, I want you to just give yourself some self-compassion, first of all. Like, we are on day 17 and you're doing great. And we're on the downward slope of dry January. We're almost done. And life feels heavy and life feels hard. It's going to feel that way when you're sober or once you wake up from, being buzzed or drunk. We still have to face life. And so the better that we can get at it, doing it without alcohol, the easier it gets. But I can tell you that the first 10 times where life is throwing you curveballs and you have to deal with the hard things, it feels awful. It just does. Because we're not used to feeling it, because we suppress it because we're drinking. So, what I want to tell you is that you can handle hard things and you can do this. And I'm here with you, and I'll be your guide as we do this together. Now, shame and regret, you haven't done anything wrong. And I don't think you've done anything wrong. And you're just feeling shame because you think that somebody else thinks that you did something wrong. But I can promise you that you are on the right path and you're doing things right. Even if you think you messed up, this is the path that you have to be on right now. I messed up a lot, a ton of times, but it was on the path. I was on the right path. I was on the right path doing the right things, even though I was doing some of the wrong things. So I just want to let you know that even though you feel like you messed up, you drank, life feels hard, you're onto yourself. And that is awareness is the first step. It's the first step to making the changes in your life that you want. And especially if you're here, it's around alcohol. So I want to commend you for being on the right path, even though you might think that you are doing things wrong. And we're going to tie in our soul care challenge to this topic. So if you're not familiar with the soul care challenge, I mentioned it and talked about it on yesterday's podcast episode, which is episode number 16. So go back and listen to that. But for this week, our theme, we have a little theme here, and it is Soul Care Week. We are taking care of our soul. We're going to feel amazing by the end of this week. We're going to continue getting through and loving dry January because our soul is going to feel really good. But how does your soul feel good if you aren't feeling really good right now and you're feeling shame and regret? Well, this soul care challenge, mini challenge, is going to help with that. So, what is your challenge? All right, you guys, should you choose to accept it, your mission, your mini soul care challenge is to go to the mirror, look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and say, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. You're going to say that twice. And then you're going to say, everything is okay. Everything is okay. So you've got 4 sentences. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. And you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to say that. That is your soul care challenge for today. Remember what I said yesterday. I have a method to my madness as to why we are doing all of this. So just remember that I know that hard things, we all have to deal with them. We all have to go through hard things. It gets easier without alcohol. I promise you, it does. It definitely gets easier. The more times that you practice getting through a hard event or curveball in your life, the easier it becomes the next time that life throws another curveball at you. You start to be able to handle them so easily and gracefully. And life feels a lot easier, even when things feel hard, if that makes any sense. You got to just trust me on this. And I apologize if my camera is a little bit cloudy here. I'm not sure what is going on with the focus. Anyway, you guys, thank you for being here. Let's move into segment number 2. All right. So, segment number 2, I have a podcast episode that I found that I want you guys to listen to. And it is from the Michael Singer podcast. Okay. It's called Every Day Gets Lighter When You Let Go of Yourself. I'm going to put the link into the show notes. It is a YouTube video, but there's no video. It's just audio. I really want you to listen to this. Okay. So It's about, what do you plan to do with your next lap around our star, which is the sun? Nearly everyone, Michael observes, will do the same thing they do every other year of their lives. Try to get what they want and avoid what they don't want, and they'll just be unhappy. So this is what this podcast is about. And if you don't know who Michael Singer is, he is the best-selling author of The Untethered Soul, The Surrender Experiment, and The Living Untethered. So, and he's a New York Times bestseller. I highly recommend that you listen to it. Please go listen to it and then let me know what you think in the comments. It fits in perfectly to today's topic. Okay. And then let's go into our segment number 3, which is, you guys, okay, so here's my oracle card from today. Look at this deck, the Healing Spirits Oracle from Gordon Smith, artwork by Naomi Walker. Look at how beautiful that is. It's all like green, lime green, and very beautiful. So this is the card that I pulled today. It says, the light in you can lead the way. The light in you can lead the way. Look at that card. It's a dark card with like dark purple and magenta. No, well, lavender, greenish kind of. And there's like a face in the middle of it. So again, I will put the picture of this card into the show notes if you are listening on the podcast. The light in you can lead the way. Let's see what this message from the universe or from God tells us today, so we can ponder on it and tap into our intuition. All of us will have to walk through times of shadow in this world if we live long enough, but you have the power to light up even the darkest corners of your mind. You are a part of the universal light that casts out shadows, and because of this, the guardian spirits of the universe will always give you their strength when you need it. Even when your light burns low, you can turn to them, and all that is good and true will shine through your being. Day always follows night and removes the shadows of yesterday. Light up the new day for someone who needs it. Light up the new day for someone who needs it. So I will put this message also into the show notes below. I just wanted to let you know that this I feel fits perfectly into today's message as well. When you're feeling shame or regret because of anything, you're drinking or how you handled a situation or anything like that, the light in you can lead the way. Lean in to your intuition and what it's telling you. It will never steer you wrong. When your light burns low, you can turn to them, and all that is good and true will shine through your being. You've got this, you guys. We are on the back half of dry January, and the message tomorrow, you know what? We are talking about people that are difficult to deal with, especially when you're not drinking. They drive you up the wall. So, cannot wait to share that episode with you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.